cold at the touch, dead in the eyes, no signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly. Black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. Black and white, just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. Just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White. Black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. Black and white.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Simracersworld TV, and welcome to another wonderful round of the Sim Stickers Simracersworld Formula 3 series. We're back at Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, and well, what a wonderful place to be. Interlagos, of course, as it's lovingly known, one of very few counterclockwise circuits in the world. This championship has had a fantastic history here. In the very first season, we had one of the most exciting races that we've ever had, some of the best ever chases that we've had during a race, And also, one of the largest accidents that we've ever had in the series, unfortunately, at the very start of the line. What we're going to do is just have a quick look at your championship standings, because at the moment they are very, very close indeed. Arthur Fry currently leading them. Now, I will say ahead of this, the drivers have now been sorted into 3 classes. They are Precision, Consistency and Academy, similar to what we have in Simracersworld TCR Series and what we've had in this championship before. Arthur Fry leads your reigning champion Adrian Falcon. James Forsyke only 1 point behind him in third, ahead of Kevin Zemstra and Bart Daleman. It's very, very close after that from Loins, Crisp, Van der Plaat, Taylor Lane. Honestly, they're just so close, all of these guys. They absolutely love it as well. They have a really good battle in that precision class. Same as well with the consistency class. We have Nick Sherman's top of the pile there, only 2 points clear of Tim Rutten, with Vic de Blick in third, but it's a Simracersworld Esports 1, 2, 3. Then it's the 2 Exodus racing cars, Victor Balea and Mark Alviota, 1 point apart there. Ben White and John Tusting tied on points as well. Then Wayne Palmer and Ben Hoffman just behind them. So as you can see there, that battle in particular, very, very close. This is your Academy class championship. Phil Reagan, 8 points clear of Elizabeth Rodriguez. Greg Parmenter is third, ahead of Craig Schill and Harry Melvin, with John Barnes only 1 point behind him. In the teams championship, it's Fatsend Engineering that are top of the pile at the moment, ahead of Altitude XZ Esports, who are 1 point clear of Fiercely Forward. We then have SimStickers Simracersworld tied on points with Exodus Racing. Fiercely Forward GSI also in there as well. But this is the 4th race meeting of the season. And, well, it's going to be very, very close all the way through. I can tell you that for free. The drivers are just out in qualifying at the moment, and this is currently how they stand. At the moment, to me, it looks like some of the classes may have messed up a little bit here. I've got Adrian Falcon and Arthur Fry apparently in consistency, so we may have to work on this. Apologies. We know that's definitely not right. One is the reigning champion. Although I have him down on my list as Precision, so I'm not sure how that's come about. In all fairness, if you bear with me everybody, I will sort this out. Sorry about that. Very strange indeed, isn't it? This is the wonderful world of technology, everybody. This is what it does to you. I think we do have some drivers that are in the list that haven't been racing or have been taken out of the list or something, but yeah, they're not showing up correctly at the moment, I'm afraid. That's a real shame. Either way, we have a wonderful, wonderful night's racing ahead of us. I really can't wait to get this all underway. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun indeed. Now I do have the ability to change these drivers manually on here, so Adrian Falcon and Arthur Fry will be changed to Precision, so bear with me on that. Because Chaz doesn't want to get these things wrong, does he? Let's face it. He really doesn't. This is Arthur Fry, though, your championship leader at the moment. Currently 3rd place in the standings. We've got Stephen Grabowski off the circuit. He's a privateer going forward in this championship now. This is Hans Polmans, currently 24th in the session. But look how close it is as well. 1.4 seconds between 1st and 24th. Less than 1.5 seconds between 1st and 25th. So it really is close. Really is close, honestly. Never ending. Great to see these cars flying at such pace, though. Really is good, isn't it? Now we're going to have Sammy Venables in the consistency class, which we do. So Sammy is currently highest placed in that class at the minute. There's a car around there. Apparently it's James Forsyke highest in Academy, but I mean, let's face it, he's 2nd in the championship overall in Precision. Like I say, everyone, I'm sorry about this. I'm getting it sorted. I think there are some drivers potentially that haven't been racing with us, or Chaz has got something in a slightly different order. If you do bear with me, everybody, I may be quiet for a moment. I'm just going to look down this list because I think there's one driver. Yes, there is one driver that I've found that hasn't been racing. So I think that may have knocked the whole list out of all these classes that I've been given. Going down it. I'm just going to make sure that it's right. It's a good thing this is happening during qualifying, to be fair. You guys can have a wonderful look at what's going on here. I will just set the cameras just to auto for a few minutes just while I run on this, because I want to make sure it's right for you guys. I don't want to be giving people the wrong information. And also at the same time, I've got to protect my back. I don't want to be saying that somebody's won their class if they're in a different class to what I've got written down. So do bear with me. Oh, big slide and a spin. Hello. That's going to wake you up, isn't it? Okay, we should be good now. I think it's just the fact that there was one driver in the list that I didn't have at my end that has changed it all. So I think we should be good now. And to me, that looks about right. Sorry, everybody. Sorting things out on the fly here. There's Elizabeth Rodriguez. Just coming out the pits. Here's Caitlin Haight in the RSR Esports by G Performance machine. Bart Daleman at the moment, nearly 2/10 off the top spot. He's changed his number for the rest of the season as well as Bart. He's number 24 now. He said the number 2 was bringing him a lot of bad luck, so he had to change it and get it sorted out. Tim Rutten is currently second fastest in your consistency class. There are the best times from said classes. Mia Karisis is your highest placed academy driver at the moment. 26th overall. So a reminder of the format then, everybody. The drivers that are qualifying now, basically you have everybody that ends up in an odd numbered position, so 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th and so on. They'll be in the first heat. The second heat will be made up of those that finish 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th and so on in qualifying. And then where they finish in their heats, set them up for those similar odd and even numbered positions in the feature race, with the Consolation making up the final 8 spots on the grid. We have 2 heats, a Consolation with a pit stop, or if some of the drivers can save enough fuel, no pit stop. And then we have a 10-minute warm-up session before we have the feature. Just watching Ashley Beard. Oh, big slide by Ash Beard. He's a very, very quick lad. Here's Ashley Beard. And he's certainly showing that again at the moment. 4th fastest. I don't think he's going to improve on his time after that big slide. No, 127.9. His best is a 127.5. Here's the fiercely forward boys. Kevin Zemstra. Just ahead of him on track there, I believe, is Matthew Crisp, his teammate. As Ross Nicholson goes up to 9th place, a 27.744. Good stuff for Ross. Ross won a round of the Dynamics Endurance Series recently, which was also broadcast on Simracersworld TV. Wayne Palmer goes up to 19th place for Sim Stickers. I do have to say a big thank you to Sim Stickers. These guys have been a fantastic sponsor of the championship. And in fairness, they've been a fantastic help for me as well. I got sent some wonderful mugs and mouse mats with my logo on. I was very, very grateful. Paul Godden is an absolute hero, so thank you very much, Paul. Here's Stephen Grabowski. Like I say, he's now a privateer in the championship. Very pretty livery on that car, to be fair. Nice and bold, isn't it? Not many cars out there on track now out of the top 10. They're just going to be finishing these laps. Victor Blick has a Simracersworld livery on the car now. That's good. These hairpins are so tough in these cars. You're going to see a lot of people losing it tonight on the brakes, and that is the end of the session already. So there you go. We have our first grid of the night then. Adrian Falcon on pole position alongside Arthur Fry. Sammy Venables will start third with Silas Craig-Vrolik in fourth. Then we have Ross Nicholson and Brian Loynes. Behind them is Mark Elviota, Jaco van der Plat, Ben Hoffman and Wayne Palmer, with Taylor Lane 11th and Nick Shermans in 12th. Then it's Paul Godden and Robbie Carenduff, with Victor Blick, Khan Newen and Phil Reagan rounding out the back of the grid. So, first race of the evening. Plenty can go on. Hans Polman's in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you are very well indeed. Going to stay hydrated this evening. Last time out, I really did tear my throat apart by not having a drink on hand. Adrian Falcon takes to the grid. We're just waiting for Mark Alviota and Nick Shermans to also get on the grid. Now it's just Markel that we're waiting for. He's going to be lining up 7th on the grid. You can just see him. He'll pop up behind that Simracersworld F3 Series logo anytime now. I think he might just be out of shot by the time he pops up. But all the cars sitting on the line waiting. Here he is. And the race is going to get underway then. The first heat race of the night here in the 4th round of the championship from Interlagos is away. The lights were held for quite a while. Falcon feels the need to go defensive on Arthur Fry, the two titans of the championship so far, right together. Adrian Falcon stays in front down the inside into turn 1. Does everybody keep it clean? They're 3 wide there. That's 2 of the fiercely forward GSI machines. Taylor Lane ahead of Jaco van der Plat now. We'll go on board with Taylor. His teammate right on our exhaust pipe. Arthur Fry is nearly 7/10 of a second ahead of Silas Craig-Vrolik, who's in 3rd. There's a bit of jostling going on in front. Looks like a bit of fun there. Car running wide. Very wide indeed. I think that was Mark Elviota. It was. More jostling as they go up the hill towards the long right-hander. Silas Craig-Vrolik is ahead of Sammy Venables. Good evening, Craig Schill. Oh, no, Ross Nicholson locks up on the brakes. There's nearly contact there with those guys. Very close all the way down. We only have 2 academy drivers in this race, and here's both of them, Khan Newen and Phil Reagan. Brian Loynes has now been overtaken by Mark Elviota, but look at that at the front of this train. Silas Craig-Vrolik is in 3rd place, but he has got an absolute army of Dallara Formula 3 cars behind. A little bit wide out of the final corner. Oh, there's a car around in the background. It's Robbie Carenduff. He's had a spin. Not sure whether he got any help. Sometimes it's easy to just light it up on exit. He's done just that. He's lit it up. Silas Craig-Vrolik has been overtaken as well. 3 wide into turn 1. Careful, boys. There's a huge lock up in front as well from Arthur Fry. Venables through into 3rd. What a fantastic bit of driving that was. Fats End Engineering 2nd and 3rd now, respectively 2nd and 1st in their classes. Sammy goes defensive down the inside. Silas is going to get the run on the outside, but what can he do with that? Oh, nearly contact. Sammy gets out of it, to be fair. Oh no, Brian Loynes. Loynes is around. He's out of the position now that'll get him through. Don't forget the top 8 in these races go straight through to the feature. So they get 1 race and then a bit of a chilled night before the main event. So this is the man on the bubble at the moment, Ben Hoffman. He's got Taylor Lane trying to chase him down. Previous Academy class champion Taylor Lane. Up into the precision class with his fantastic pace. I do love watching these cars on board. It does look like proper old school Formula 1, doesn't it? Such a great shape, these Formula 3 cars. But out in front, Adrian Falcon, car 1, P1 at the moment. Arthur Fry has no answer for him. Look how close they get to the barrier in the background there. There's Adrian, there's Arthur, here's Silas and everybody else. Sammy Venables just behind. Oh, Sammy Venables just behind nothing there. Big lock-up. What's Ross Nicholson going to do to try and sort that out? Someone with a box seat here is Markel Viota. He gets to watch all this going on. You've got Ross Nicholson on the right, Sammy Venables on the left. Where can Markel go here? Don't go in the middle, sunshine. You've got to be mad. Sammy holds off Ross for now. You've then got Hoffman, Lane and Palmer behind this after Jaco van der Plat. So there are plenty of people looking to take that final spot that gets you through into the feature. Viota looking aggressive here, but to be fair, Ben Hoffman wants to get through. He needs to get away from Taylor Lane. He wants to make that 8th place a 7th place and give himself more safety. Arthur Fry, actually, I said he had no answer for Adrian Falcon, but he did the fastest lap of the race. Although it's the fastest clean lap, it was a 1:29.5. Adrian Falcon did a 1:29.0. But he obviously got an incident point because it didn't seem to count it as a clean lap. Now, these are the drivers on the brink of ending up in the Consolation race at the moment. I hate that camera. I should have edited that. Now there you go. Adrian Falcon, 1:28.3, 1:28.4 from Arthur Fry, and everybody else in this big group behind is doing 1:29s, 1:30s. Silas Craig Vrolic is not in this battle. Sorry, that's Jaco van der Plat and Taylor Lane. The pair of them trying to get one over here on Ben Hoffman. Poor Ben, what can he do? Taylor can't go anywhere. That's Van der Plat on the right. Taylor Lane just behind him. Nothing doing here. So it's Van der Plat now that is the one who needs to try and hold on. But he says, stuff holding on. I want to move forward. Oh, he has to get out of it so he doesn't make contact with the back of Hoffman. He's running a Sebastian Vettel lid by the look of it, the German. Representing his countrymen well. This is a phenomenal train of cars. Look at this. Absolutely awesome stuff from these guys. You've got to love it. But Viota is getting away now. It's Hoffman that is holding them. He's pushing hard though. It's hard to miss that car. The XZ Racing Machine looks wonderful. But now the slipstream from Jaco van der Plat is going to be huge. Or the slipstream for Jaco van der Plat is going to be huge. Now, you would say normally these two don't need to fight for these positions because they're both going to go through as things stand, but with the cars behind them, they have to do it. Ben Hoffman runs very wide through turn 1. Turn 2, Van der Plat's going to go through, and through also goes Taylor Lane and Wayne Palmer down the inside. And now this battle just opens up. Wayne Palmer wants to get past the two teammates. They're not helping each other here. You could say they're blocking the entire road, and that could be a good strat, but the battling is not going to help either of their pace. Taylor down the inside. He's going to stay on the inside. Hard onto the brakes. Those fiercely forward GSI cars look absolutely fantastic. It's not GSI as in Astra GSI, by the way. It's Gomez Sim Industries. Still, fantastic acronym. Behind all this, we've still got an absolute train of cars. Victor Blick is trying to hold off Brian Loynes. You've got Nick Sherman's just in front. Ben Hoffman still in the middle of it. This is great stuff. Now, there's going to be a humongous slipstream train, or there would be if Vic got a good run out the corner. He doesn't quite get it. Let's go to Nick Sherman's, because look how much closer these guys are. Now, how many places can Nick get here? Place your bets. Or is he just going to sit back and watch the 2x2? He is. It's Taylor Lane now being overtaken by Jaco van der Plat. Taylor's much later on the brakes. Is he going to get it stopped though? Oh, looked like Hoffman wasn't. Hoffman's got past Wayne Palmer though, and Nick Sherman's tries to go through as well. Doesn't quite make it work, but the fiercely forward cars have had a bit of a break out of this. Round the outside of Nick Sherman's goes Brian Loynes. They're 2x2 now towards the left-hander. 3 wide. In the middle, Paul Godden was down the inside. Sim Stickers So the two Sim Stickers cars, two Sim Racers World cars. Then you've got the two Fiercely Forward cars. Oh, no! Taylor's had the tiniest of touches. No, it's Jaco van der Plat. Apologies. It's broke the rear suspension. What happened there? What on earth? So Ben Hoffman, Jaco van der Plat. Oh, it was the tiniest touch and it just broke the suspension. It was Wayne Palmer. He just moved over the slightest bit. Look. Moves over a little bit to look at the gap. It's not there. That barely looked like contact. And then... oh, my goodness me. Well, that's gutting for Jaco van der Plat. Great news if you're Ben Hoffman, because he's back inside the top 8. I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, it's kind of realistic. You could see it breaking something like that, but not for that tiny a contact anyway. I mean, he was nowhere near him, for one. But still, unfortunately for Jaco, the show goes on. Got Wayne Palmer in the happiest lid ever. Trying to chase down Ben Hoffman. Now, don't forget, Ben is the one that's in the fight to hold on to his position. He's got the two Sim Stickers guys flying formation together. Brian Loynes down the inside of Wayne Palmer. Let's hope Wayne doesn't take out his teammate. Nick Sherman's wants a piece of this as well. I must say, at the front of the field, by the way. Oh, that's a humongous send by Nick Sherman's. How on earth was there not contact there? How on earth? My God. At the front, Adrian Falcon is still blisteringly fast. Arthur Fry is second. Silas is third. Sammy Venables is fourth. Then it's Ross Nicholson and Mark Alviota. Taylor Lane has now cleared off a little bit from those guys. Ben Hoffman still at the front of this train. And the last car that is going to get through. Right then, another lap. Lap 8 out of 9 in just the first heat. This has been a great race already. Love this circuit for these cars. They are so entertaining around here. I was talking to some friends just before. I know, Chaz has got friends, can you believe it? I was talking to some friends just before the broadcast saying that I really cannot wait for this round. Been really excited for this one. Now, down the inside. Oh no! Oh, I thought someone had gone off, but they're all just running wide out of there. Nick Shermans loses out to Victor Blick. Victor Blick makes the move stick. As oh, look at that, Paul Godden. Go on, sunshine. Really weaving around behind Nick Shermans there, trying to get through. Fastest lap of the race last time round was Arthur Fry. 27.9. So Arthur is on a real mission at the moment to try and go after Adrian Falcon. He's the championship leader. Here's Silas Kragvrolic. Third at the moment. He'll be gutted for his teammate as well. But not this one. Taylor Lane, equal biggest mover in the field so far. 4 spots gained. 4 spots gained for Victor Blick as well. We're on to the final lap of the race. How lucky are we? We've got another one of these coming right up. Now just ahead of this, we've got Viota down the inside of Ross Nicholson for 4th. Sorry, for 5th. Great stuff. Nice clean move. Hoffman still holds on to 8th place, so we'll keep an eye on Ben. He doesn't really need to get involved in a battle with Taylor here. He just needs to stick with him. Make sure he doesn't lose any time to Wayne Palmer behind him in 9th. Don't forget, if Wayne finishes where he is, he'll start the Consolation race on pole with Brian Loynes 3rd, Victor Blick 5th, Nick Shermans 7th. But at the very front of your pack, Adrian Falcon, well, he had a nightmare at the very first round of the season. He's been playing catch-up since then, but honestly, this man has been on an absolute mission, hasn't he? Arthur Fry, though, he's been rapid as well, you've got to say. The two of them are going to make it a very interesting championship fight, but round the final corner, in the first heat of the night, Adrian Falcon Untouchable once again, everybody. Pole position, lights to flag. Great drive, Adrian. You'd love to see it. Arthur Fry, fantastic second place again. Fastest lap at the end there for Adrian, so I think they call that a grand slam, don't they? Celeste Craig Vrolik gets third. Venables is fourth. Fantastic drive from Sammy. Mark Elviota goes through. Ross Nicholson goes through as well, gets it stopped and decides to jump back to the pits. Taylor Lane and Ben Hoffman take the last 2 spots in the feature from that first heat race. Now we love to see crash physics. So we'll have a quick look if the race doesn't finish in time, although it will do. Yep, never mind, so I don't get to see my crash physics. Thank you! Either way, Bart Daleman is on pole position for the second heat with Ashley Baird alongside. Then it's James Forsyke and Kevin Zemstra. We then have Tim Rutten and Ben White, Victor Belair and Matthew Crisp. Caitlin Haight lines up alongside Philip Russell. Then it's Hans Polmans and Stephen Grabowski with Mia Caresis, Ronald Moons, Elizabeth Rodriguez, Craig Schill and Adam Osceola at the back of the grid. So just waiting for 2 more drivers to get on the grid. That's a fantastic shot. Thank you, Blimp. Stephen Grabowski, pops into place. And we're ready to go for the second race of the evening. There's an iconic shot. Right then, the second heat of the night gets underway. Looks like a pretty even launch by everybody. There's one of the Simracersworld esports cars. That's Mia Caresis, I believe. Had a real blinder of a getaway further down the order. What's going on here? Oh, Victor Belair blinked out. Oh, there's contact. That's Caitlin Haight around. Craig Schill's off as well. Something's happened to Craig. Caitlin got a little tap there. And unfortunately, that's broken the left rear. Now Bart Daleman leads the way from the 2 Altitude XZ esports machines. A bit further back. Nope, just ahead of this. We've got Philip Russell and Mia Caresis right together. Mia's run a bit wide. Not sure who it was that made the contact with Caitlin, but we'll have a quick look in a moment. Craig Schill also had a nightmare. Not sure if he got caught up in that. This is Kevin Zemstra, 4th place at the moment. Tim Rutten just behind, highest placed in the consistency class. Oh no, Rodriguez is off. Oh, and back to the pits goes Elizabeth. Let's have a look what happened to Craig Schill. Oh, just on the brakes, just locked it up, and it's broken the front left. That's such a shame. This is what happened to Caitlin. Was it Philip Russell? Oh, it was the tiniest of touches with Philip. Oh, I think that was Grabowski. Got very lucky there not to get pulled into that. We actually had big contact between Philip Russell and Caitlin Haight at Watkins Glen, didn't we, as well? Down the straight. A questionable move over from Philip, unfortunately. But not really anything he could do there. It looked like a little bit of understeer, and that was that. There's always contact through there. Oh, Grabowski's gone off. There's definitely something he can do about that, and that is get back on, sunshine. And so he does. But at the front, Bart Daleman is not in the clear here, much like Adrian Fulcom was in race 1. He's going to be hoping to run away, but we know how quick Ashley Beard is. Matthew Crisp is right behind. Flipping heck, almost driving through Ben White's car there. The Eclipse Racing machine. Up into 6th goes Crispy. Nice stuff. Now Victor Belair is on the back of Ben White. Hans Polman's just in there as well. He's just outside the top 8 at the minute, though. You want to be inside that top 8 if you want to get through to the feature. Strong stuff from everybody so far, though. Great close racing. The closest 2 cars on track are actually Ben White and Victor Belair, but Victor is blinking in and out a little bit again. He has had internet issues before. Well, Ronald Moons just ran a bit wide there. Looks like a bit of damage on the front of Ronald's car, actually. Maybe just a tiny bit of contact early on. Is his countryman Bart Daleman leading the race then? Bart was hoping that the number 24 would bring him a bit of luck tonight after changing from the number 2. Seems it's doing that so far. 3rd place is Definitely under threat though. James Forsyth now only 0.3 of a second ahead of Zemstra. Matthew Crisp did the fastest lap of the race last time around as well, so Crispy is flying. Great stuff from the fiercely forward driver. Up the hill they go. Gotta love this corner, it's so difficult to get right lap after lap. You've got to love the flow of the circuit, haven't you? It's a real classic. Oh, Ronald's off, and he's out. He's decided that that's enough. We'll go back on board with Crispy as he tries to get to the back of this train. Now, all he'll gain, I say all he'll gain, for every position he gains now is 2 places higher up on the grid of the feature race. Basically, if you gain a place in the top 8 of your heat race, you start on the next row forward, essentially. The top 4 have currently stayed in the same positions that they started in this race. But it looks like Ashley Beard doesn't want that to stay as is. Oh, Adam Ossioala's gone off again. He's having a real difficult evening. This is looking back from Bart Daleman. Ashley Beard trying to put the pressure on. Love watching the suspension working. Look at the clearance as well from the floor of the car to the tyre. Such a tiny, tiny clearance. Oh, big slide from Ashley Beard. Oh, how did he hold on to that? Wow. That was a big, big slide indeed. It's hard to do that on the brakes. Oh, Craig Schill has had it off. Oh, just loses it on the way in. Tries to light up the rears as well. Oh, wow. Adam Ossioala goes flying off as well. Oh, it was him recovering that we saw before, actually. Happened at just the same time. Now, Ashley Beard did the fastest lap of the race last time round. But it doesn't seem like he's done anywhere near as fast a lap as Bart Daleman that time because of that mistake. Bart Daleman 128.2, 128.7 for Beard. And here comes Matthew Crisp chucking it down the inside of Tim Rutten. That was a beautifully executed move by Matthew Crisp. The man is on a mission tonight. Now Tim's going to come back at him here though. Which way is he going to go? Very close to making contact. Oh, the two of them completely side by side. But what a great move that was by Matthew Crisp. Look at this. Gets good slipstream, pulls out, makes his intentions clear. Nice and late on the brakes, gets it stopped on the apex. Awesome stuff. Really, really mega manoeuvre that. Dead clean. But Tim Rutten is not going away. Like a bad rash. And Crispy's going to need more than a visit to the GP to get rid of him. Either way, we now have the 5 precision cars at the front of the field. And then the 5 consistency cars. Mia Karisis, the highest placed academy driver at the moment, doing a good job. In 11th place overall. But Tim Rutten, he's got 1 and a bit seconds over Ben White, who we were looking at there briefly. Victor Balea still putting the pressure on. Very similar colours, these cars, so difficult to tell apart from distance. That and the fact that both of their team names begin with an E and then it's racing. Yes, Phil, the track is very toasty. Chaz is going to hope that he's got the weather graphic set up right. He has. It's 26 degrees Celsius. Oh, sorry, 47 degrees Celsius is the track temp. Very, very hot indeed. It's not too humid based in Brazil. It usually is really humid, but not too bad at the moment, 53%. But that is a very, very warm track. Now, Crispy and Rutten still having this epic fight. I've noticed James Forsyth has dropped down. Oh, he's out. Has he had another disconnect? Didn't he have one last time, James Forsyth? Oh, his internet providers are going to get a very, very stern phone call. He's going so well again. The poor James. That's given everybody a freebie. That's actually helped. Hans Polman's out of all people. He's now up into 8th position. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see how the tyres last over a race here. Especially the feature, these longer races. Craig Chill's had another issue, unfortunately. Oh, James Forsyth did pop back for a second there. And then back out again. He's not completely disconnected yet. There's Rutten and Crisp. Rutten down the inside. Crisp hangs it around the outside. He's going to want the inside for the next bit. Does get it. Has he got the overlap gone? Oh, only just. So close, but what a fantastic resurgence this has been from Tim Rutten. He's just been absolutely brilliant. He won't mind me saying he was a bit of a backmarker in the first season that we did of this, but he really has been a star since then. And he's fighting with the likes of Matthew Crisp, who we know is very, very fast. Around the outside he tries to go, doesn't quite get it. Nearly had the overlap though, so Matthew's still got to be careful. We've got Victor Balea and Ben White just behind. Oh, he was a little bit hasty on the throttle there, wasn't he? Oh, that's close. That's very close indeed. Has iRacing just kicked loads of drivers out? Is that what you mean, Phil? I don't have a clue what's happened with it. Maybe a server issue? Excuse me, everyone, while I'll just bring up the hood. Oh yeah, it looks like some of the drivers have just had to reconnect. It's very strange. That is very, very strange. Still, Tim Rutten on the attack. And Matthew Crisp very much having to defend here. Around the outside he goes. Is he going to be on the inside for the next bit? He is. But he's not quite in the same situation Matthew Crisp was last time. And now Ben White wants a piece of the pie. Victor Balea's on the right. Needs to be careful with his connection. Side by side between Rutten and Crisp. Crisp makes the apex though. He needs to be careful of running wide. Two by two. Tim Rutten around the outside. Hopeful. Optimistic. Unfortunately doesn't pull it off. Matthew Crisp is driving and working so hard here. This is great stuff to watch. Good respect between the two of them. What a battle we have here. We've got one more lap to go after this. But Tim Rutten, like I say, he has improved so much from the first season that we did. It's great to see it. Bart Daleman is now 1.9 seconds clear of Ashley Beard, who has then got 3.6 seconds over Kevin Zemstra, who's then got 4.7 seconds over this lot. Matthew Crisp and Tim Rutten are right together though. Tim's on the right somewhere. It's turn one, final lap of the race. Crispy's on the inside, gets it stopped on the apex. Nice stuff, still defends. What fantastic racing between these pair. An epic dice. White flag is in the air. James Forsyth has unfortunately jumped to the pits. That's such a shame for him. And now Victor Balea wants a piece of this. He's got past Ben White. Have a very, a very, very quick look at how he did that. Goes down the inside into turn one, just as Matthew had to defend there. Good stuff from Victor. Looks like it's calmed down a little bit there. But at the front, Bart Daleman has driven a real solid performance so far. He said that he wanted that number 2 to give him more luck than the... number 24. Give him more luck than the number 2 did. Into the final corner he goes. Needs to just get a nice run out of there for the final time. Bit of a slide. Good stuff though. And I don't really think anything now is going to separate Bart Daleman in the Sim Stickers Simracersworld Formula 3 car from taking the win in the second heat of the night. Brilliant stuff for Bart. He'll be pleased with that. Ashley Beard is going to come home second. Great drive from him. Third is going to be Zemstra. Fourth isn't going to be Crisp. There's a lot of slipstreaming to be done over the line. It is going to be Crispy. And Victor Balea and Tim Rutten, sorry, just behind Victor Balea, then Ben White, then Hans Polmans. So Hans is the last car to get through. Excuse you in those fronts. Philip Russell just misses out. He'll start second on the grid for the consolation race. Then it's going to be Mia Karisis, fourth, Grabowski, sixth. And Adam Osiawala is going to start in 8th place, I believe. But another absolute corker. Yes, James Forsyth has just said that the session completely died for him on iRacing. Not a clue why. That's a real shame. That's such bad luck. He's had 2 real doses of bad luck in the last couple of rounds. But people talk about getting the rub of the green in iRacing and in motorsport. And it seems like James just doesn't have that at the minute, unfortunately. Now then. Consolation race time. This is going to be a belter. Wayne Palmer and Philip Russell on the front row. Brian Loynes lines up third ahead of Mia Karisis, Victor Blick and Stephen Grabowski, with Nick Shermans and Adam Osiawala on row 4. Then it's Paul Godden and Elizabeth Rodriguez ahead of Phil Reagan and Caitlin Haight. Then we have Khan Newen and Craig Schill, with Robbie Carenduff, James Forsyth, Jaco van der Plat and Ronald Moons. Watch out for James and Jaco coming through. James has made it to the grid, which is really good to see. But James and Jaco will be flying through there. And look, of course, for third place, Brian Loynes. He's going to be a real corker in this one. And he's got his teammate, Wayne Palmer, up there with him. So the top 8 from this one will go through to the feature, as has been the theme in the other races this evening. And, well, let's face it, will be for the entire championship. Cars just heating up as they sit there on the grid. Can't see who we're waiting for, but seems like the entire grid is there. We look further back, there isn't anybody missing. It's very strange. It's just not going to the grid. Well, it's not going to the lights. It seems like it's just doing the full countdown, despite the fact that all the cars are already there. That's very strange. Not seen this before. This is a new one on me. We should have about 10 seconds before it gets underway. You usually have about 2 minutes to get to the grid. About 5 seconds now. No, still nothing. That's very, very odd. Apologies, everyone. Not quite sure what's going on here. Everyone has been sat for a long time on this grid. The grid man's having his siesta. We do have all the cars. Even if you look here, look, there's nobody missing from the grid. Oh, we should have a race now. There we go. Well, I don't know what caused that, everybody. Either way, the consolation race at Interlagos in the SimStickers Simracersworld Formula 3 Series is underway. Looks like a great start for Mia Karisis on the right-hand side of his shot there in the orange car. Through the middle, tries to get past Philip Russell. Oh no, your race leader's around. Wayne Palmer's bottled it. Oh, Wayne, Philip Russell's off as well. Did Philip clip him? Oh, Mia Karisis then leads the race. Brian Loynes second. Brian goes to the front. Now you've got Adam Osiawala side by side with Nick Shermans. Just behind that you've got Caitlin Haight and Phil Reagan right together. But Palmer and Russell, your front row, both of them out of the race at the first corner. Oh, we've got Caitlin Haight around. Oh, wow, off big time. What on earth has happened there? Oh, we've also got more issues. Adam Osiawala and Nick Shermans. And now more of them. Khan Newen off as well. No one wants to finish. Phil Reagan's off. But Brian Loynes leads the race only just from Mir Karisis. We've got a lot to pick through. We'll let them get to the end of the first lap. We've got this left-hander to go yet. We know how easily it goes wrong here. Seems like everybody behaves themselves through there. It's close at the front though. Brian Loynes is not getting away from Mir. Mir pulls up to the right. Side by side into turn one. Mir's actually in front before the corner. Late on the brakes as well. Great stuff from Karisis. Takes the lead. But let's have a look at what happened at the very start then with Philip Russell. So Wayne spins. Philip tries to get out of it. Oh, there's a tiny touch and that breaks the front left. Oh, that's so gutting for our front pair. And then Nick Shermans and Caitlin Haight, I think, came together. Let me just have a look. Yeah, Caitlin Haight was the next one to go off. Oh, contact with Reagan. I think, by the look of it. Oh, apologies. Just missed that there. Oh, they both went in a bit hot there, unfortunately. And something happened after that. So Nick Shermans also went off as well, with contact with Osceola. And then I think Phil Reagan lost it and then went into Khan Newen. Yep. Oh, Phil just lost it. It was Nick Shermans and Adam Osceola just before that, wasn't it? Oh, Adams just missed his braking point and taking Nick with him. Oh, it was a scrappy opening lap for some, wasn't it? Real shame, but we've still got this battle for the lead now. Caitlin Haight and Nick Shermans are both coming back out the pits, which is good to see, but they're going to be right out in front of these pair, the race leaders. Look at that Forsythe. 12 places gained, James Forsythe. Unbelievable stuff so far. Fastest lap of the race as well. Let's see what he made of that start. The track temp is 53 degrees Celsius, so it seems like he's managing it well. There's Robbie Carendorf on the right, Craig Schill on the left. That's 2 places gained. 3 places gained. Stuff going on the right. 4, 5, 6. We're just going to stick with this for a minute because some of the battles that go on in front here obviously turn into accidents. So we're on 6. Oh, he's got a car down the inside. Oh no, Mir Karisis is off. We are going to leave this. Mir Karisis is off. I believe out of the race lead. Khan Newen's also had an issue. We'll have a look back at this. Oh, he's just had a spin on his own. Oh, oversaves it. Now Mir was second. Oh, it's gone on the brakes. No. Good avoidance there by Stephen Grabowski, to be fair. But now Mir down in 10th and not going through to the feature as things stand. James Forsythe is on an absolute charge though. This is a fantastic comeback from that very unlucky disconnection from the session. A few drivers had it, but he was the only one that was driving that had the issue. He's got Victor Blick right behind him, nearly scoops up the back of the car. But Forsythe just holds on to it. Victor Blick thinks, I'm just going to hang back a bit. Oh no, Grabowski. He's off on the inside. Needs to be careful with the rejoin. Spins it back around. Nice stuff, to be fair, but that now means that James Forsythe is in second place. 14 places gained. Jaco van der Plat as well. He's gained 12. I mean, if we show you the gains on the left-hand side, Ronald Moons is up to 8th place as well after gaining 10. This is fantastic stuff. You can argue that it's obviously drivers making mistakes or having accidents at the front that have given them a lot of these positions, but either way, in it to win it. In it, bruv. Brilliant stuff, Ronald Moons. Elizabeth Rodriguez, though, 4th at the moment. She'll be happy with that one. highest placed academy driver at the minute as well. Fastest lap for Brian Loynes. Awesome stuff for Brian. Great pace at the minute. Forsyth beats it though. 29.724. Another look at that track status though. 52 degrees Celsius, 46% humidity. So the humidity's actually gone down. The air temperature's about the same, 29 degrees Celsius. So it's very, very warm indeed. Partly cloudy, so a bit of cloud here and there just helping the circuit cool. As Mia Karisis goes down the inside of Ronald Moons, back inside to the top 8. But now Ronald gets her back. Now then, what can Mia do here? We've got plenty of time left in this race, don't forget. We're only on lap 5 out of 13. So everything can still change. Mia just needs to put a bit of pressure on Ronald in front. Just got to keep the chase going. I can see my my name on the wing, on the front wing of this. It's the Chaz Draycott Media logo. But Mia on the chase now at the moment. These are the two closest cars on track. The other two close ones together are actually Stephen Grabowski and Craig Schill. Craig holding on to 10th place at the moment, 4 places gained. I think Grabowski's going to try and take that off him right now. Close together down the straight. He's there somewhere. Craig gets out of it. Nice and early on the brakes. Jakob van der Plat has just got past Elizabeth Rodriguez in the kind of Tyrrell. But a great drive as well by Jaco. 13 places gained at the minute. What an awesome drive. Ronald Moons is now 3/10 ahead of Mia. But Grabowski hasn't been able to shake off Schill yet. Down the straight, I think it's probably just the slipstream has kept them together there. Ronald having to defend this though, you know. Karisis right there. Hans is shouting for Mia to leave Ronald alone. Obviously, two teammates at Flemish Sim Sports. We're just about to get to the very halfway mark of this race as we get to lap 7 out of 13. What a great race so far, and another great evening of racing. I can't believe how quickly it flies by. Personal best for Brian Loynes. Fastest lap of the race again for James Forsyth. He is really on it, isn't he? If he comes back from that disconnect after starting 16th on the grid in an 18-car field to come and win the race, honestly, I don't know what will game. Oh no, Ronald Moons! Ronald Moons had an issue. He's lost the left rear. It wasn't this, was it? Here we go. Oh no, Mia's missed a braking point. Oh, there was nothing Ronald can do. Oh, he'll be gutted about that one. They both will. Mia won't have wanted the battle to go that way. Ronald will feel very, very hard done by there, I'm afraid. That's really gutting, that is, because that was going to be an epic fight. It's ended in tears. But as I said before, unfortunately for these drivers, the show must go on. This is Elizabeth Rodriguez, currently 5th. Paul Godden and Robbie Carendorf just behind. Robbie's had a good race as well. He's gained 8 places from 15th. And the gap between the leaders is coming down all of the time. It's now 1.2 seconds from Brian Loynes to James Forsyth. Brian did his personal best last time round. Forsyth went only about half a tenth quicker, in fairness. It wasn't too much of a difference. We look back at the weather. Still hot. Great fun racing again, as always, though. Now, this is Robbie Caranduff for SimFX Racing. Just, I was going to say coasting his way around, but that's not really the word, is it? Because this isn't coasting. These guys are really, really quick. Caranduff, a new name to the series this season, just ahead of Karisis, who is the last car at the moment that will be going through to the feature. Grabowski is 9th as things stand. The highest place of those not getting through at the moment. Now the gap for the lead has gone down by half. It's now 0.6 of a second from Brian Loynes to James Forsyke. Oh, Osio Wilder's off and in the wall. He'll be gutted with that one. He does try and keep it going in the SCCR by Delta Sport Machine. This is your lead battle though, and I think, is that Caitlin Haight just getting out of the way? It is, yes. Now they do need to fuel save, just literally just as Tim Rutten puts that in the chat, they do need to fuel save a little bit to make it to the end. But it is going to be close for a lot of them, so it's intriguing to see who has used the fuel more out of these pair. What can Forsyke do? This has been a phenomenal drive. Much like we saw from Adrian Falcon at Bathurst, you know, a great comeback through the field when you needed to do it. Last time round, Forsyke was 0.7 of a second quicker than Brian Loynes. He'll be feeling the pressure. He'll see it on his relative. I hope you are enjoying the show so far, everybody. Those of you that are watching, please do remember to like, of course, subscribe as well to Simracersworld TV if you haven't already. And you can catch me, Chaz Draycott, covering the entire Simracersworld Formula 3 series. And having a whale of a time up here in the commentary box. I say up here, I mean slouched over at my desk in a dressing gown. But the fact I get to do this from home, I love it. I love it. So Paul Godden has got Elizabeth Rodriguez right in front, Robbie Caranduff right behind. Rodriguez, highest placed academy driver at the minute. Too much self-advertising. I'm sorry, Hans. I'm sorry, mate. I'll stop one day. Oh, Ronald Moons has had another issue, I think. Oh, no. Oh, it's only just showing. It's just come back up again on my event view for some reason. It's a bit strange. Now, what is Paul Godden? Godden the tank. Get it? Oh, that was close, though, with Caranduff right behind. Robbie's got the best view in the house now of this battle going on in front of him. Robbie just needs to be patient here. He's still got a few laps to go after this. No need to push too hard yet. Back on the power and up the hill they go. Streaming down the straight. Now the gap at the front has actually gone up to 0.9 of a second now. Oh, never mind, I said that. Brian Loynes has had a nightmare through the first few corners and he's actually down to 0.3 of a second. Forsyke is flying. Forsyke is looking very, very racy now. What do you think, everybody in chat? Do you think he can grab the win? Do you think he can do it in the last couple of laps? Or will Brian Loynes have the defence to hold on? Love watching these cars chase one another. The dirty air isn't too much of an issue in cars like this. You've got a great train behind Elizabeth Rodriguez here. Paul Godden, Robbie Carindov and Mia Carices just piling on the pressure as much as they can. And yeah, Crispy, stop it. It's bad enough me doing it. God. Right then. Let's have a look back then. Brian Loynes will be stretching his loins at the moment, trying to get going and get away from James Forsyth. But James is hoping to add more altitude to his position and get to the top of the standings. He's backing out of it though. I think he knows what to do as Brian Loynes has had a bit of a lock-up. I think James might wait till the final lap and try and get him with the slipstream. But to be fair, with Brian making a mess of the first corner, I don't think he's got much choice. He needs to crack on with it now. Oh, they're right together on that white line. Don't do a Ferrari, boys. Don't implode on one another. James Forsyth goes through and into the race lead. What a brilliant drive this has been so far. Nice and respectful from Brian Loynes in all fairness. Great stuff from the pair of them. Both awesome in their own right. This is a fantastic drive from Elizabeth Rodriguez at the minute. Currently 5th. And going through to the feature. All 4 of these cars are, so if they all make it on fuel, that is. Because don't forget, some of them could run out right at the end. And it could mean the end of your evening or getting through to the feature race. But they don't need to fight one another. Mia Carices has got 4.5 seconds over Stephen Grabowski, so if you run out of fuel, you are going to lose that time. As oh no, Elizabeth Rodriguez has made a mistake. Paul Godden is going to go around the outside. Just as I said, they don't need to fight each other. Oh, that's close. Mia and Paul have made contact and Paul's car. Oh no. What did I say? What on earth? So, Paul got out of it, saw Mia down the inside, little bit of a tap, slams on, and then Carindov just drills him. Nothing Carindov could do to react to that. But Paul Godden is out. That's the end of his evening. Oh, that's unbelievable. Hopefully James had the foresight to save fuel. Oh, Crispy, we need to make you you need to join me in the commentary box and be local pun man. But honestly, it has been an awesome, awesome drive by James. Brian Loynes been strong as well, though. He's not actually dropped off, to be fair. But you've got to be gutted for Brian Loynes, Paul Godden. Stephen Grabowski, though, he's gone back up into 8th place now. He'll be pleased with that. We've only got a couple of corners left, though, so Forsyth's going to be hoping he's got the fuel to get to the end. Brian Loynes just behind him. I want some clap emojis in chat, everyone. I don't do this much anymore, but put them together for James Forsyth. What a performance that was. 16th to 1st. Amazing drive. Absolutely amazing. Brian Loynes, hats off. 2nd place is brilliant. Victor Blick. Oh, Brian Loynes got the fastest lap at the end there as well. Victor Blick 3rd. He was very under the radar. Van der Plaat finishes 4th. Then it's Mia Carices. Recovers to 5th ahead of Elizabeth Rodriguez. Both of them going through to the feature. Robbie Carindov 7th and Stephen Grabowski in 8th place. The drivers you really have to feel for there, though, Ronald Moons and Paul Godden. The pair of them absolutely gutted with that one, I'm sure. Wayne Palmer as well. He'll be the same. He'll be absolutely, absolutely gutted with that. He really will be. But that, of course, is the end of the consolation race. Which means that very, very soon we will be getting, as we just wait for some of the final cars to cross the line now, I think they just have. Apologies. Or have they? No, actually, Khan Newen. Khan Newen is coming to the line. Just to the line, is he out of fuel? I think he might have been out of fuel there. Adam Osceola, his teammate, crossing the line as well. That's the end of his evening, unfortunately. But they get their allotted points. Right then, it's time for warm-up, everybody. And you know what time of the evening that means it is. It's time for Chaz to go and have a totally undeserved break, to be fair. So, if you give me a few minutes, everybody, I will just pop for said break, just get a drink, make sure I stay hydrated. Doing this on your own and talking all the time does work up quite the thirst. Give me a few minutes, everyone, I'll be right back.
Black and white. Black and white, just let me go. It's only right for all I know. It's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. Just let me go. It's only right for all I know. It's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. Black and white. Black and white. It's black and white. It's black and white.
Hello again, everybody. Chaz Draycott here on Simracersworld TV. Just watching the guys practicing in warm-up now for the final race of the evening. Good to see you in the chat as well, Porsche Sport. How many Porsches? I believe we only have the pace car this evening, I'm afraid. Sorry. Either way, what a brilliant night's racing we've had so far, eh? Really, really strong stuff from everybody out there. Certainly it's been a lot of fun. Oh, just catching up on what times people are doing in the session. Oh, never mind, there's one to catch up on. Tim Rutten. Right up there. There you go. Sorry, everyone. Just catching up with everything that's going on here. Wow. Right then. Who's your money on? Who's your money on? Honestly, other than Arthur Fry and Adjo Falcon, I don't have a clue. Anyone could come through if they have a really good run in this race and win this one. It could go any way, honestly. But we have some fantastic names in this final race. We'll have a 24-car grid. 8 from the first heat, which will make up the odd-numbered positions on the grid. 8 from Heat 2 that will make up the even-numbered positions on the grid. And then, of course, the last 8 cars at the back are the top 8 from the Consolation race, so they get a chance to come through and at least score some points. Robbie Caranduff will be hoping for some good things in this one, won't he? Alex Goldstein, if there hadn't been COVID, I would never have learned to watch sim racing. It's a wonderful thing, mate. It really is. Welcome to the party, my friend. I hope you enjoy yourself. And I hope you enjoy the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe, Sunshine. Bart Daleman goes fastest then, 128.858. He'll be pleased with that one. It's not easy to get the times together in warm-up because you feel like you're sort of rushed over these last few minutes. It's easy to either overdo it or just... I mean, a lot of people sit it out, to be fair. Right then, what is the temperature, says Mark? There you go, 42 degrees Celsius at the moment, so it has gone down a little bit, which is quite nice for these drivers. Because, I mean, we all know how much of a difference that will make. Right then, it's getting time for it. Sorry everybody, I'm just checking a multitude of different things here. Some settings and bits have changed since I came back, so just trying to make sense of all of it and just hope that nothing goes wrong. That's pretty much all I tend to do on the daily. But there's Bart Daleman. He's going to be hoping for a strong result here. Right then. As the crowd decides to reset itself a few times. Here's your final grid of the night. Adrian Falcon and Bart Daleman. Arthur Fry and Ashley Beard. Silas Craig Vrolick and Kevin Zemstra. What a top 6. Sammy Venables, your highest placed consistency driver ahead of Matthew Crisp. Then it's Mark Alviota and Tim Rutten. Ross Nicholson and Victor Belaya make up row 6. We then have Taylor Lane and Ben White, Ben Hoffman and Hans Polmans, James Forsyke and Brian Loynes make up row 9. Then it's Victor Blick and Jaco van der Plat. Mia Caricis lines up alongside Elizabeth Rodriguez, with Robbie Karendorf and Stephen Grabowski rounding out your grid. And Adrian Falcon is there somewhere. You can just see him poking over the hill there, the number 1 on the front of the car, ready to go. And the feature race at Interlagos in the SimStickers Simracersworld Formula 3 Series is away. Adrian again straight over to the left-hand side, the inside line of the circuit to try and defend. And look at that around the outside from Bart Dale when he tries it. You've got to try it, son. Gives it a go. Everybody needs to behave themselves through there. Oh no, Tim Rutten's around. Oh, there's contact. That's Viota, I think, in there as well. Oh, there's another car around for James Forsyke. Doesn't get hit by anybody, but wow, that was a scary one for James. Carries on. But look at this, Beard now up into 3rd place ahead of Arthur Fry. And oh, still Craig Vrolick has spun. Oh, they all dart around trying to avoid him. Ross Nicholson's also around. He doesn't get hit either. And Bart Delman and Adrian Falcon are fighting for the race lead. Oh, Ash Beard's off now. No, Beardy. Is that his nickname? I don't know. Adrian Falcon, he hasn't got a beard, I don't think. Oh, Adrian Falcon will be pleased with the fact he's held off the charge from Daleman. The 2 fiercely forward cars have now both obviously gained places from Ash. He's carried on though, he got back on with it straight away. Straight back on the horse. Ross Nicholson trying to come through here, so is Brian Loynes as well. But honestly, those first few corners, Tim Rutten was the first one to go around on the exit, and it was Markel Viota that clipped him. James Forsyke avoided it, hit the grass. Just about. Oh no, there's been an issue here for Victor Blick, Elizabeth Rodriguez and Mia Caricis. Oh wow, a big one. Big issue. What on earth happened here? So Victor Blick went off track first. Is he just going to spin? Oh, Mia's around. Oh, Vic and Elizabeth could not. Oh, that was a big hit. Big hit there. And now Ross Nicholson's off again. Oh, and he's... Oh, my God. How did he not get clipped by somebody there? Let's see what happened to Ben Hoffman. So Silas went around. I think Silas got some help. Oh, no, he was already around at that point. Ben went off just to avoid that incident. And then Ashley Beard, I think he spun on his own. Now Ben White has dropped a place to Taylor Lane. We've got 4 cars out of this race already. Robbie Karendorf's off the circuit. It's probably the best place to go off, though, in fairness. There's no grass there. We've got this epic fight in the middle of the field. Ben White, Ben Hoffman, Jaco van der Plat, Ashley Beard, Brian Loynes. So gutted, though, for Victor Blick, Mia Caricis and Elizabeth Rodriguez. The 3 of them did brilliantly to get into the final, but it just did not go their way. This is Bart Daleman. He's got championship leader Arthur Fry behind him, and that is important for Adrian Falcon because it means that he's going to gain more points on Arthur in the championship. Arthur really needs to get past Bart and go chasing after his championship rival. Look how hard he's pushing there. Definitely part of the send hub, isn't it? Slipstream now up to the back of Bart Daleman. Oh, Silas has had another off, you know. Oh, it got unsettled on the curb, clipped the grass. Oh, no, it's gone the other way, and it's in the wall. Oh, Silas will be absolutely gutted with that. It really is difficult out there for them, isn't it? It's 39 degrees Celsius now, though, so it's nowhere near as hot as it was before. I think I've just thrown all of the driver excuses about temperature out the window for this one. Two fiercely forward cars now. chasing down Sammy Venables, who is the highest placed consistency class driver at the minute, really on a mission. Oh, Ben Hoffman's had an off. Ben Hoffman. Did he get help? Oh, it looks like it. Oh, the tiniest of touches. Who was that? Was that Jaco van der Plat? It was. I think that's broken the left rear, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. They're fragile little cars, these things. We've seen that a lot this evening. Oh, no! Big damage to Ash Beard. Brian Loynes, Hans Polmans. What on earth, boys? Oh, Hans is around. Oh, and another car gets caught. Oh, don't tell me it wasn't Ross Nicholson, was it? Who else was that got caught up in that there? Who else was that? So Hans Polmans goes around. He's got Silas, Jaco van der Plat there. He goes around, gets hit by Ash Beard. Then Brian Loynes. Who is that? The 207. Oh, it's Elizabeth Rodriguez. It's been a messy one, hasn't it, everybody? Wow. Oh, Brian Loynes is trying to limp that car back. Ashley Beard's gone off as well. They're both trying to limp the cars back with broken front rights, and it's just not working. It's just not working, I'm afraid. Adrian Falcon does the fastest lap of the race, continues to lead by example, but Arthur Fry is now into second, of course. He has passed Bart Delman. Another look at it, just side by side down the straight, round the outside into turn 1. He's going to get this done on the inside of turn 2. That was so close. Great commitment from the pair of them, though. Really feisty stuff, but it's not done with yet. Bart is pushing hard here. He wants to get that back. The pair of them need to go after Adrian Falcon, but they just need to beat each other because, of course, this is the race where they score the points at the end of the night. They're so close together. And it's a bit close behind as well. You've got Matthew Crisp and Kevin Zemstra just behind Sammy Venables in the Fat Send engineering machine. Adrian is just seemingly unstoppable at the minute, isn't he? Really is on a charge. Bart Delman now holding on to second place, and then it's the two Fat Send engineering cars. Bart is really working hard. 28.6, fastest lap for him. 29.3 for Arthur Fry last time round. 28.1 for Adrian Falcon. He's really on a mission. Close between James Forsyth and Stephen Grabowski. James gradually reeling him in. Big slipstream towards the left-hander. Looks down the inside. Oh, Stephen was slightly out of shape there. Manages to catch it though. Good stuff. But the closest two on track are still these pair. Doesn't look like a pair at the minute, but there you go. There is Arthur Fry, who we'll go on board with. No Ryan James this evening by the look of it, which is a shame. Oh, big slide by Bart Delman. Hello. That's woken him up. That has woken him up. He's around here somewhere. You might see the wheel pop into shot. There it is. They're right together. As we go down towards turn 1, wheel to wheel. It's deja vu this. Arthur around the outside. He's going to try and get it down the inside for the second part of the corner. And he does so. Gets rid of the overlap, and Bart Delman is back down to third. But this isn't over. Bart right with him, making sure that he stays on the left-hand side. Gradually over to the right, though. But all of this battling is meaning that Sammy Venables, Arthur's teammate, can close in on this. We'll go on board with Sammy right now. There is the distance. And they're just slowing each other down lap after lap. Matthew Crisp and Kevin Zemstra coming with Sammy as well, so he's not alone. It's all about not being impatient here if you're Sammy. You just need to run your lines, just don't focus too much on what the cars ahead are doing, and just keep pushing the lap times out. It's a great battle either way for second place between Fry and Daleman. But it's just honestly playing into the hands of Sammy Venables right now. And of course, Sammy's in the consistency class, so championship points are very, very, very important right now over Victor Balea, who is the second placed consistency class driver. Biggest mover in the field, Stephen Grabowski so far, 24th on the grid, up to 12th. We only have 4 cars not running. Ben Hoffman is the last car running on track at the moment. Falcon does another fastest lap of the race, but look, Sammy Venables is very much a part of this fight now. The 2 Fats End Engineering cars are going nowhere. Bart needs to keep an eye on his mirrors. Arthur looks to the inside, backs out of it. He's just trying to put the pressure on Bart at this point. And Bart doesn't want to crack under said pressure, does he? Great shot back there. You've got to love it, haven't you? You've got to love it. Oh no, Grabowski. I literally was just saying how well he'd done, and he's had a moment. Oh, it's got away from him downhill. Big slide that's going to kill the tyres. Gets back on, but he loses a couple of positions, I think, on the exit. There you go. There they are. Robbie Carenduff and Ross Nicholson. Oh, that was close. Very close indeed. Here's second place then. Bart Daleman still there. Still trying to keep his prowess of second place. Best of the rest other than Adrian Falcon. Sammy Venables seems to have dropped off a little bit on that previous lap. The lap time, well, to be fair, Sammy was only 1/10 of a second slower than Arthur. And Arthur was 3/10 of a second slower than Bart, so a bit of a spread between the lot of them. Carenduff has just been overtaken again by Stephen Grabowski. Stephen back up into 13th place, so he's got 11 places gained over the race. Jaco van der Plat's got 10 places gained, up into 10th. Don't need to do the maths there, do I? The top 3 are as they started the race, though. Adrian Falcon away with it. Car 1, P1. Once again, he wants to go back into that championship leading position. Does the reigning champ. This is still going on though. Robbie Carenduff has not been dropped by Grabowski here. I think Stephen's tyres might be a little bit shot after that slide earlier. That would have really upset the balance. It's all about putting the pressure on a track like this. It's so easy to make mistakes. We've seen how often people spin around here. Just on the downshifts, just releasing the brakes and the back end steps out. Sometimes the car just has a real horrible over-rotation mid-corner. We're at the halfway point of this race now then. On lap 10. I suppose the end of this race will be at the end of this race. The end of the lap will be the halfway point. Carenduff around the outside of Grabowski in turn 1. Grabowski later on the brakes, but he's gone way too hot into there. Clips the grass, and Carenduff says, "Thank you very much, mate. I will take that." Through he goes. Again, there you go. That's just putting the pressure on. That's the difference it makes. Speaking of putting the pressure on, Bart Daleman is still somehow ahead of Arthur Fry. Arthur's been doing a wonderful job, but Bart has honestly held on to this so well. One thing you don't always appreciate in this car is look at the angle at which the floor goes up to the rear diffuser. It's a massive angle, isn't it? Really is some aggressive aero, that. Again, it shows you how planted they have to be, though, because even with that, you know, the back end of these cars is still quite slippery. This is Arthur Fry again, looking for it, but backs out of it. He's just there. He's just filling his mirrors at the minute. If we go to Ben White, by the way, Jaco van der Plat is right alongside, and down the inside he goes. Overtakes the Eclipse racing machine and moves up to 9th position overall. 7th place in class. His next competitor is Taylor Lane, his teammate, who is 1.3 seconds ahead. James Forsythe, the first car to pit. So he gets himself out in a bit of clear air, he hopes. Looks like he will do as well. Mark Alviota, the next car back, about 36 seconds. So there goes James. Cracking back on with it. We do have to look at this, though. Honestly, Bart Daleman and Arthur Fry have really been the stars of the show so far. Arthur Fry's been a hero. You know, the very first round of the season, he was great to watch. Really enjoyed watching him. And the start of this season as well, he's been phenomenal. But it's good to see these battles going on. It's never straightforward in this championship, unless you're Adrian Falcon, I suppose, but he's a reigning champion for a reason. As into the pits goes Arthur Fry. He decides he doesn't want a part of that anymore. Sammy Venables in as well, so Kevin Zemstra and Matthew Crisp have both gone through. Just behind them as well, that is Victor Balea, who is now the highest placed consistency driver. Now where Sammy Venables and Arthur Fry just coming back out of the pits, quite a while ahead of anybody else that's pitted. So if we show you the stops on the left hand side, Van der Plat is just on his way out now. He's only just ahead. Actually no, sorry, they're not for position. That's Hans Polmans and Ben Hoffman, who are racing for position but a lap down. I was going to say James Forsythe, but he's there. It's a bit of a gap back to him. Well, Crispy and Zemstra, they're a bit under the radar at the moment, despite the livery. 3rd and 4th position. Not a bad day at the office if they can salvage that, but of course it depends how things level out after the pit stops. Either of them coming in this time round. No, not this time. Bart Daleman does the fastest lap of the race. Victor Balea does go into the pits. Seems like now that Bart isn't having to defend from Arthur Fry, he's on a mission. Taylor Lane is in the pits. There he is, just behind that fence that's nicely between us and the camera. Sorry, us and the car. And there's Arthur Fry going through. That shows you the gap, doesn't it? Taylor's not even stopped in the box yet. Oh, never mind. Here he is. It's very, very quick pit stops, though. We're talking like 4 seconds. They just get enough fuel to get them to the end. Nobody is taking tyres by the look of it. Ashley Beard and Brian Loynes are still fighting together a bit further down the order. Ashley Beard 17th, Brian Loynes 16th. But either way, a fight's a fight. And they've got to keep it alive. Towards turn 1 they go. Such a difficult corner to get right. The car feels like it's going to have a load of grip and then it suddenly has none. The surface just goes away from you. And watch the slipstream here from Beard. Is he going to go for it down the inside? No, he backs out of it, you know. We've got Adrian Falcon in the pit lane. Bart Daleman also there. and Matthew Crisp and Kevin Zemstra. So I think that's going to be it on fuel for these guys. Oh, Ben Hoffman's actually gone off track. What's happened here? He's chasing down Jaco van der Plat. Oh, he's hit the curb and it's just over-rotated the car. And when he gets on the power, it only helps it around. Gets going again, though. And there is Kevin Zemstra coming out of the pits. That's Elizabeth Rodriguez on his right-hand side. Elizabeth still running after having 2 incidents so far, so hats off to Elizabeth. That's great commitment. Really is. We've had Silas Craig-Froelich, Tim Rutten and Mia Carices out of the race, but still, even Hans Polmans as well, he's got going again. Get your words out, Chaz. But Elizabeth Rodriguez, fantastic perseverance at the moment. Hats off, because it's not easy to come back from an incident and think, oh yeah, I'll finish the race. It can be very frustrating. Very frustrating. But your race leader and reigning champion is just... It's similar to Corentin Guinez, who we see in the Simracersworld TCR series. These drivers are just fast week in, week out. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what the difference is. Because, I know what I consider fast and how I can drive a car to the limit. I don't understand how people do it consistently. I could do one good lap and be like, oh, there's a fluke. But, yeah, how people like Adrian Falcon continue this pace week after week, track after track, is just beyond me. And it seems like, unfortunately for everybody else, it's beyond them at the minute. But Arthur Fry and Bart Daleman, they're close. They do get close on it. Fry has jumped Daleman in the pits by the look of it. And the rest. Sammy Venables isn't too far back either. That between them there is the 131 of Victor Blick. A lap down. And it's Matthew Crisp. He is 2.2 seconds ahead of Kevin Zemstra, who's only 0.9 of a second ahead of Victor Balea. But it has definitely calmed down a bit, this race. Victor's internet hasn't. This is Loins and Beard, still going at it. Beard looks to the inside just to fill Loins' mirrors. Loins has actually gained 3 places from where he started. He started 18th on the grid. And Ashley Beard started 4th. Obviously got caught up in the early incidents and had that big spin at the top of the hill as well. He's just trying to salvage some points now, make up for it. Through the right. Oh, big understeer there, but he's going to get a bit of a slingshot on the exit, is he? Not too much. And here's sirens for the pits. That's Victor Blick on the way in. Down through the gears again. The camber of the corners. It just feels great when you drive a car like this around here. Most of the corners are banked like that. That's why this corner feels so understeery. It actually banks away from you on the way in. And it flattens out in the middle and suddenly the car has grip. Now here is the slipstream. Big slipstream. Is Ash going to go for it this time? Looks like it. He is. He is going for it. Oh, lock up on the brakes, slightly sideways. Oh no, speaking of slightly sideways, or fiercely forward, Brian Loins is a little bit of both at the moment. Gets it sideways and the car slides fiercely forward. Elizabeth Rodriguez has had a moment. Big spin. Manages to get the car going again. Although, does she? Oh, back to the pits for Elizabeth. That's such a shame. Like I said, the perseverance before, just awesome. Awesome to see. Now, this is for position. Taylor Lane, Jaco van der Plat and James Forsyth. The last 3 spots in the top 10. But Forsyth is now outnumbered in a battle against the 2 Fiercely Forward GSI cars. Fiercely Forward will be pleased with this evening's racing. They've got 4 cars in the top 10. Fat Send Engineering have got 2. so they'll be pleased as well. But James's pace, I mean, tonight he's been amazing. He started 17th on the grid after winning the Consolation race. And he's now up to 10th, so 7 places gained in this one. He started second to last, I believe, or was it third to last in the Consolation. He managed to win that race. Yeah, it was third to last, wasn't it? It was 16th. Unbelievable drive by James Forsyth. And he's now closing back up to Jaco van der Plat and Taylor Lane. Brian Loynes has had an issue. He's a bit further down the order though, so I don't think he's lost any positions for it. Actually, no, Mark Elviota's got past him, and Ashley Beard. Oh no, apologies, that was the issue before. Oh, it's just because he's come in the pits, it's brought his name up again. Falcon does his personal best, 27.94, 27.97 for Bart Daleman, 28.2 for Arthur Fry. So the lap times are very close at the front. James Forsyth, though, he's going to put himself in the fiercely forward sandwich. Goes to the left, Jaco goes to defend. James is a little bit later on the brakes, nice and steady on the inside, but look at that commitment by Jaco. How does he hold on to that around there? That was epic stuff. We'll go back on board very close to the back of the fiercely forward GSI machine. Straight into the slipstream. Taylor Lane's going to hope to get away. Awesome racing once again from the Simracersworld Formula 3 Series. The SimStickers Simracersworld Formula 3 Series. Sorry, Paul. Epic stuff. Really epic stuff. Forsyth back down the inside. Jaco gives him space. Leave it to space. Nice respectful stuff. Oh, Jaco's gone in a bit hot and Forsyth goes through. Further up as well, Zemstra and Balea have had a swap around. Victor Balea down the inside of Kevin. Side by side for a moment. And through goes Victor. It's a bit difficult to judge with the blinking, but still does a good job. Oh no, Stephen Grabowski's gone off. Ashley Beard has also had an issue, actually. Let's have a look back at this. Oh no, Ash, no. Oh, heck. Oh, he's not going to be pleased that I picked that one up. Sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Zemstra is back in front of Balea. We've got one lap left after this. Where's that gone? I remember like 2 seconds ago saying we were at the halfway point. Suddenly, we've got one lap after this. Zemstra in 6th. He's lost his teammate now to the tune of 5.7 seconds. I think he might have made a mistake somewhere. There's Kevin. He's going to be hoping to stay ahead of Victor, of course. But he's going to hope that it's an easy one as well to stay in front of him. Love that shot on the infield there, looking down at the cars as they go around that corner. Sticks with them so well. But a man that's just about to come on to his final lap then is Adrian Falcon. It's been another incredible performance this evening. He's got one more lap to complete to seal it. White flag is in the air. And Adrian Falcon will be very pleased with what he's done so far tonight. Arthur Fry up to second, obviously, ahead of Bart Daleman. So he won't be too disappointed. Venables as well. Sammy's had a fantastic evening. Really strong in the consistency class. And I'll show you the classes at the top, of course. Now, despite retiring from the race, Elizabeth Rodriguez is the highest placed academy car, which is great to see. This is still going on. Jaco's had the slipstream on James Forsyth. Down the inside. Right together. Through the right. Oh, Jaco's on the grass. Slightly out of shape. James gets out of the way. Just in front, but now, of course, the slipstream's going to give Jaco the run. James is just going to stay to the inside, isn't he? Or is he? No, he goes back over to the right, back onto the racing line. Jaco's going to stay behind till the very end of the race. He's going to stay behind right until they get out of that final corner. He's going to use that slipstream to his advantage. Telling you that now. Either way, again, I know I don't do it that often, everybody, but clap emojis, please. Your reigning champion, Adrian Falcon, is going to take, I believe, his third race meeting win, his third feature race win in a row this season. He's already weaving. He knows what he's done. It's another absolute domination from your reigning champion. Car 1, P1. Can anybody stop this man? Arthur Fry certainly tried. And Bart Daleman gets a podium as well. That number definitely helps. Sammy Venables wins the consistency class. What a drive that was. And Kevin Zemstra is just going to beat Victor Belair across the line. Now the battle that I mentioned before. Taylor Lane, by the way, finishing 8th. Look at this. Jaco van der Plat cannot do it. James Forsyth is going to finish 9th. Van der Plat rounds out your 10. Ben White is going to be 3rd in the consistency class. Ross Nicholson is going to be 9th in class, 12th overall. And as the rest of the cars cross the line and finish the race, what can you say about this man? Adrian Falcon. Awesome. Awesome once again, eh? What a guy. Here's Stephen Grabowski. Just finishing his race. 13th. 11 places gained, though. Stephen Grabowski, biggest mover in the field. So, fair play, Sunshine. What a great drive. Well played. Who's that doing the donuts there? Oh, the fiercely forward cars have entered a car park. It was Hans Polmans doing the donuts. He decides it's enough. Well, this is the M25 simulator. Except, to be fair, I'd be quite intrigued if it was full of Formula 3 cars. But either way, whoa, hello. Here's another man doing very deserved donuts. Adrian Falcon. Matthew Crisp also getting in on the action as well. Fantastic stuff, boys. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So Adrian Falcon wins the feature race 6.2 seconds ahead of Arthur Fry. Bart Daleman finishes 3rd. Sammy Venables in 4th. Wins the consistency class, followed by Matthew Crisp and Kevin Zemstra. Victor Belair is 7th ahead of Taylor Lane, James Forsyth and Jaco van der Plat. Then it's Ben White and Ross Nicholson, with Stephen Grabowski and Robbie Carendorf 13th and 14th. Mark Alviota and Ashley Beard, the last cars on a lead lap. Brian Loynes was 17th ahead of Victor Blick in 18th. With Hans Polmans and Ben Hoffman, the last cars 1 lap down. Elizabeth Rodriguez, despite not finishing the race, actually wins the Academy class this evening, so well done, Elizabeth. Silas Craig Frolic finishes 22nd, Tim Ruttner's 23rd, and Mia Caricis, unfortunately, after all the hard work earlier, is 24th. Well, an amazing evening's racing, everybody. I'm sure you'll be very, very pleased with that one. I certainly enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed the show so far. We will, of course, try and get some driver interviews. I'm just waiting for some of them to pop in. I realise the music's a little bit loud, sorry. But either way, what can you say? What can you say about Adrian Falcon, man? Honestly. And, Robbie Carendorf saying, listening to commentary live while racing. My new favourite thing to do. Wow, fair play. I know that's not easy, mate, to be honest. Especially as there's a delay as well. Because obviously I see it as it happens, but then there's a 10-second delay, I think, or so to YouTube. So, very intriguing, but thank you very much, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying the show, honestly. I really do love doing this series. It's fantastic. Sammy Venables is trying to pop in for an interview, so I just need to get a quick invite-a-roo, so just bear with me 2 seconds, everybody. I will get Sammy an invite. I noticed Sammy in the other Discord chat, and here we go. If Sammy just pops into the interview waiting room now, we should be able to have a chat. And there we go. Love it. Smashing fast response time there, Sammy Venables, just as quick as you were in the race. You must have enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was a good race. Finally, I didn't make a silly mistake, so Yeah, it was nice. Finally felt like I was where I should be, really.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you've shown that you've got the pace. You know, you and your teammate Arthur, you're both absolutely rapid in the Fat Send Engineering cars. Obviously, one of my favourite liveries on the grid, as I have already mentioned. But obviously, the temperatures didn't help round there. It's always hot when you go to Interlagos, isn't it? And it tends to make it a lively one in stuff like this.
Yeah, I joined in practice. It was maybe in the late 20s, and by the time we got to the race, especially the final, I thought, oh god, you know, it's late 40s. This is going to be an interesting start, and you know, it proved it really. The second corner, one of the Ford boys spun in front of me, so did a good job to avoid him. Otherwise, that would have been a repeat of the last 3 races, which obviously was all my fault. But yeah, it was a decent race. Didn't quite have the pace to be right at the front, but yeah.
Either way.
Hopefully it's a bit cleaner from here.
Well, either way, it's a class win, you know, plenty of points on the board in your class championship for consistency, so it's certainly helped your championship charge. Now, are you a driver that does carry your momentum like that, or is it a race-by-race scenario?
Historically, from karts, yes, I tend to produce better performances as the season goes on, so I hope that translates to sim racing, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we've got a fantastic lineup of circuits coming our way as well in the championship, and a lot of very interesting sort of Grand Prix venues, which could add a bit of spice in there. Because even though, you know, these cars are they're a bit strange in a way, because they're not always the fastest in a straight line. You know, you go to places like Spa down the Kemmel Straight, even like Barcelona, which we're going to later in the season with the long straight there. They sort of top out quite quickly, but they always give good racing on the twistier bits, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. You know, especially around Mount Panorama, you know, it's a track with the 2 long straights, and especially the top hill, it's tight and twisty. We saw some great racing there, maybe not for myself, but watching the others, it looked like a really good time they had. And yeah, it's a great car to drive. It's really fun to drive, you know, with all the downforce. And yeah, the racing is just fantastic.
You're telling me it's a joy to be able to commentate on it. It really is a lot of fun. And you were one of the standout performers tonight, Sammy. You know, you haven't had the best of luck in the early stages of the season, but like you say, hopefully this translates and you can continue that from there. But before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to give a quick shout out to this evening, mate?
Probably my boys at Fat Send Engineering, if they've been watching. I hope they had a good time watching us. Many sends were had, and more to come, so watch out.
Indeed, love it, mate. Well, great to speak to you. Thanks very much for jumping in, and hopefully we'll speak to you again as the season goes on.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Cheers. Sammy Venables there, absolute star. Really great to speak to. Not managed to speak to him yet, so always good. Another man that said that he's going to change his number tonight for good luck, as I've mentioned umpteen times on the broadcast. Seems like it did finally bring him a bit of luck. Bart Daleman, you had a fantastic fight in that last one. I mean, you and Arthur were glued together all night.
Yeah, it was. I messed up the pit stop. So I had too much fuel.
Oh no.
So yeah, it is what it is. The pace was there. I'm happy with the pace, and if I didn't lock up in the second lap, I can maybe give Adrian a little bit more a fight for his money. But yeah, after that breakup, I was pushed into Fry, and then we had a very, very tense battle. And then in the end, it was all or nothing. I rather crashed than be third. So I was really pushing to get that second place. But yeah, in the end, I was close. I came close. I came 6 tenths behind him. And then I made one mistake in the last corner of the last lap, and then it was all over.
Yeah, that's it. It's just one little tiny moment in these cars can make such the difference, can't it? Because it's got that typical open wheeler style about it where it's planted as hell most of the time, but as soon as it breaks away, it's gone, and you've really got to... You have to really step out of your mind frame for a sec to recover from it, don't you?
Yeah, especially because I'm not really a sprint racer. I really have to get into a rhythm, and I really like the long races. The best format for me would be 2 40-minute races. then I would get into a rhythm, and then my pace would be a lot higher than now. So, but yeah, in sprint you are pushing with a car that's not already settled, and it's really driving on the edge, and it's like the car is can kill you in every corner. So yeah.
It certainly looks like it, mate. But I mean, temperatures as well. I just mentioned them to Sammy there. It was a very, very different kettle of fish to previous rounds. I mean, the track temperature was very, very high, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're using real life weather. So this is the actual weather for in Brazil at the moment.
Oh wow!
And that's what we're using for the whole season. And because Brazil is now in the summertime, that's why it's so hot. So in the next round we go to Nürburgring, and I already saw they are expecting snow there, so it will be 18 degrees probably for the next session. So.
Love it. Well, there's nothing like variety, eh? Either way, great to watch you again tonight, Bart. You really look like you had some good pace there. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before you go?
Yeah, I want to thank Paul for doing all these graphics, because it looks amazing. I want to thank also Victor Polea. He's doing the highlights after every round, and I'm sometimes a little bit slow to upload them on my YouTube channel, but I want to thank him for doing that. And yeah, we'll see you. And next week, for people who want, the next Saturday, the Nürburgring series will start, which I'm also organizing. There is a very big name in there, so go to the Discord and you find out. So if you want to race, we are still looking for Porsche Cup drivers and GT4 drivers. So if you're interested, check our Discord, and I hope to see you in the VLN series.
Cracking stuff. Great to speak to you, Bart. Thank you very much for jumping in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, thank you, Chaz, for everything.
No problem, mate. Thank you. Awesome stuff. Well, another evening comes to a close here in the Simracersworld Formula 3 series from Interlagos. Plenty of great racing again. This circuit is just a joy to race at and a joy to watch, isn't it? 2 weeks' time, as Bart said there, we will be at the Nürburgring. We're going to be racing at the Grand Prix circuit. Another absolute wonderful circuit to race around, and we should have plenty of action there. Either way, that is all we have time for this evening, unfortunately. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to those that have been in the comment section as well. You're all absolute stars. Thank you to everybody that's liked and subscribed as well over the course of the event. I've been Chaz Draycott. This has been the Simracersworld, the Sim Stickers Simracersworld Formula 3 series. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, and we'll see you very soon. Good night.